Good morning, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here at Yeshiva Tsama Nafshi, located in Yerushalayim here at Kodesh on Rehovot Sikron Yaakov, number 6, in the Beis Knesset of Chanukah Yeshivas, located not too far from the central bus station, so you can walk from there easily, you can take a bus, drive if you have your own car. If you're coming from Furst, please, when you're coming here to serve with your friends and relatives, and you're just coming to visit Eretz Israel, and enrich your visit by joining and participating in our shirim here in Yeshiva Tsama Nafshi. This is our first shiur in the morning, usually about 9 o'clock. We have breakfast, coffee, other things to eat and drink if you prefer. And we're learning Pirkei Avos right now, the first parak, the second mission, Siman Tzaddik Haya Misharei Knesses HaGedolah. Hu Oyer Al Shalosh Davarim Olam Oimei. Al Torah, Al Avoda, Va'al Gemilas Chasadim. So Shimon Tzaddik was from the remnant of the Anshe Knesses HaGedolah, and he said three things the world is resting upon: Al Torah, Al Avoda, Va'al Gemilas Chasadim, on learning of Torah and Avoda, which in the time of the Beis Hamikdash that was referring to Korbanos, and now that we don't have the Beis Hamikdash, we have prayer, and Gemilas Chasadim, which is deeds of kindness. Okay, now let's see Rabbeinu Yonah's explanation of what Shimon Tzaddik is teaching us. Have it there, Rock?
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
Shimon Tzaddik היה משיירי כסף גדולה, והיה כהן גדול, וזה כהן גדול, כמו שאמרו חכמים זוכרים לברכה, מסכת תמיד, תמיד, לא. On Masechet Tamid, is there a Gemara?
Yeah, right, there's...
That's what was only Mishnayot.
No, if I'm not mistaken, there's Gemara as well.
Why does it say Yoma over here in brackets?
Because there's also from there that it was a Kohen, yeah, it was a Kohen Gadol. It also mentions there the Gemara Yoma. Yeah.
Say Yotzei Milubash, he would go out and dressed for Pirkei Kehuna, in his clothing of Kehuna, Keneged Alexander.
Right. That's the encounter of Shimon Tzaddik. He went out to encounter Alexander the Great when he came, and he had given permission to show him have the Beis Hamikdash destroyed. So he went out to
destroy the Beis Hamikdash.
Yes.
Who was it that convinced him to do that?
That was
not Sedukim, Minim, we call him, there's a word for that.
More says,
You want a cup of coffee? If you come, okay, I'll make it. Okay. Thanks.
yeah. More says as follows: Tashma Bigdei Kahuna Yotze Ba'on Medina. Also, take them out to wear them out in the Medina, out of the Beis Hamikdash. It's also the Mikdash Bein Shasavod, Bein Shulva Shasavod is mutter. Whether the Bigdei Kahuna can be worn, whether the Kohen is doing the avodah, whether he's not doing the avodah. Yeah. And they should Bigdei Kahuna and didn't know us. Namina in the Medina law, the more asked question: you can't wear the Bigdei Kahuna out into the outlying areas, out of the...
Only Kohen Hedyot can go out?
No, this is talking about Big Day Kuna. This is talking about Big Day Kuna. Now that's where the Big Day Kuna Gedoyla, that's another Shaila. That's another Shaila. Right? The Parshas Big Day Kuna. Now we're going to see the Kusi. That's what
That's the word.
yeah. The Tana Esri B'Chamesh Tavis, the 25th of Teves, Yom HaGrizim. That was the Yom of HaGrizim. Lo Mispid is not to have a day of fasting. Kusi es Beis Elkeinu Alexandrus and Mukdam. The Kusim asked to be given the permission from Alexander Mukdam to our Pibor to destroy the base of English. Right? He gave him Rishus. When you do the Shimon Tzadik, he was given the information to Shimon Tzadik. Also, what did he do? He did say Big Day Kuna. He went and wore the Big Day Kuna. He didn't say the Big Day Kuna Gedoyla. He went and wore the Big Day Kuna. But in this Ate the Big Day Kuna, and wrapped himself in the Big Day Kuna. Victory, Yisrael Yimor, and the important ones of the Jews went out along with him. Babukas Ba'or Piano. And they were walking all the line, all over the Jews were on this side, and the Kusim were following, right? I'd show all over the Shaka. They came Omer the Shaka. Came into all over the Shaka when it came Omer the Shaka. Omer Lehem. So Alexander said to the Kusim, Mi Allah, who are these people that are approaching? Omer the Kusim said to him, Yehudim, Shemar Dubach. These are the Jews that are rebelling against you. Came and Shegiel and Tifurus, Chatzarcha Chama, Pogla Zebezer. So once they came to this place called Antiphortus, they came the time of sunrise, and they encountered one another. The Jews reached to the place where Alexander Mukdam was. Came in Shara Shimon Tzadik. Once Alexander Mukdam saw Shimon Tzadik, Yared Mikurba, so he came down from his chariot. He bowed down in front of Shimon Tzadik. Amalo, so the Kusim said, Melech Gadol Kamoska, this is a great king like you, a great king like you is bowing down to this Jew. Right? Amalem said to them, the Mus Yuknoi Shalzer Minatzachas Lefonim Babeis Melchamti. He said that when he would go out to war, he would see a vision of this person, Shimon Tzadik, that would be leading him in war, and that brought him to his victories. Amalahem, Lama Bossum. So Alexander said to Shimon Tzadik and his entourage, why'd you come? Amru, Esher Beishi Mispalim Go Alecha Val Mukusecha Shalot Ticharev. So is it possible, they said to Shimon Tzadik, that this house, meaning the Beis Hamikdash, and
Right, they said to Alexander?
They said, the Jews, Shimon Tzadik said to Alexander the Great, he said, is it possible that the house that we pray for you and for the welfare of your kingdom and your monarchy should be destroyed? Right? The non-Jews, they wish to destroy it. Amla Mihalala, who said, Alexander the Great said to Shimon Tzadik, who are these that want to destroy the base of English? Amlo Ema Kusim Alala, these are these Kusim over here. They're standing by you. Said, okay, you can do anything you want to them. He said to Shimon Tzadik, and the rest of the Jews, you can do anything you want with them. And immediately they took these goyim, these kusim, they put holes through their heels or their feet, and they tied them to the tails of the horses. Regardless on all kotzim or kravim ad shegila lebe lahar grizim, and they tied them to the horses, and they dragged them along the ground and along the thorns and the stones until they reached Har Grizim. Kimish Har Grizim. Once they reached Har Grizim, Harshu v'zaro kirishinin kederech shepikshu lasosa beis Elokeinu. So they reached Har Grizim, and the Jews there, when they got there, they destroyed everything that was there, they overturned it, they planted their thorns in the way that they wanted to do to the base of Mikdash. Yom Tov, that day was made a Yom Tov, it was a day of joy.
What happened to the Kusim?
They were dragged along the thorns in their horns.
They destroyed their city?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That place of worship.
Wow.
So that's what Rabbeinu Yon's referring to, this Gemara in
Kusin, huh?
Those are the people who sing there. Okay, let's continue.
Okay.
I missed the end. Can you give me a quick recap? I was really interested in that story.
So they killed the Goyim. They killed the Goyim, destroyed their place of worship, idol worship.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Start from the beginning, Yeshiva said.
Oh, yeah, start from the beginning.
Yeshiva said, can I sit at the Gula? Rabbeinu Yonah. V'haya kohen gadol.
Thank you. Sure.
V'haya kmo kohen
You have
gadol.
it there in that statement. You bring it to me, I'll show you where it is.
Thank you.
Okay.
היה כהן גדול, וכמו שאמרו חכמים, זיכרונם לברכה, ושווייזמן said, במסכת תמיד, שהיה יוצא מלבש בגדי כהונה. They went out with the clothing of the Kohanim, כנגד Alexander, in front of Alexander. He arrived, this Alexander arrived, Ishtachava, and he bowed down to him, to Shlomo, Amulo Abadav, his servants, Alexander said to him, Adoninu, Amelech, our master the king, Melech Kamocha, Ishtachava Yehudi Zeh, Melech, a king like you bow down to this Jew. And he said to them, Alehem, Gemut Yoknei, the image, his image, Shalzeh, referring to Shimon Tzaddik. I knew what I see in B'milchama, in war, in battle, V'notzech, and I win.
Right, so you see that Alexander the Great attributed his military success to Shimon Tzaddik.
Is this the same thing we just read?
Yeah. So obviously, you see, in the Shemayim, there was obviously a strong desire on the part of the Kadosh Baruch Hu to have Alexander conquer the world, and the means, the ability for him to do that was based on the fact that he saw this vision of Shimon Tzaddik, and when the time came that he would unknowingly allow the destruction of Beis Hamikdash, the fact that Shimon Tzaddik was there, he saw Shimon Tzaddik's vision throughout his battles, that allowed him to rescind his order to have it destroyed. Yeah. Okay, so again, as Rav Shimon Tzaddik had said, right, Al Shlosha Devarim Ha'olam Omida, on three things the world stands upon, Al Torah, Al Avodah, Al Gimel Society. Now let's see what the Rabbeinu Yonah here explains.
הוא היה אומר על שלושה דברים העולם באמת. רוצה לומר, was to say, שבשביל שלושה, for these three things, דברים, אלו העולם עומד, נברא העולם. או נברא, which one is it?
Excuse me?
העולם עומד או נברא העולם?
No, so it's like this. Bishvil Devarim Ala Elu, for the sake of these things, Nivra Ha'olam. For the sake of these things, the world was created. Meaning, if someone will ask you, why was the world created? Yeah, what reason did Kadosh Baruch Hu have behind creating the world? Right? So you tell them, in order that there should be Torah, there should be Avodah, and there should be Gemil of Society. That is the reason for the creation of the world.
Nivra, is that future tense?
Nope.
No?
It's actually, I think it's constant.
Okay.
Hashem is constantly creating the world.
Okay.
So the world is constantly being created for the sake of these three things. I mean, the Kadosh Baruch Hu was desirous that there should be a place in his universe, that there should be a place for Torah, there should be a place for Avodah, and there should be a place for Gemilut Society. Right? So, if someone will ask you, is there life on Mars, right, or anywhere else in this galaxies of the universe, say, well, Torah is only here, Avodah is only here, And Gemilas Chasadim is only here.
Gemilas what?
Gemilas Chasadim. You have it. You see it there? It's
I can't find it where we're reading.
Okay, that's in your. It's really on the top page, but it's also on the bottom part of the page as well. If you look at the top page, right, you have Dav Dalet over there, and Mishnah Bey, Shimon et Tzadik. Yeah, you have Shimon et
Yes, sir.
Tzadik. Mishari Knesset Gedola.
Right.
Haya Omer al Shalosh Devarim. He said, on three things, Oilam Omid, the world stands. Al Torah, Al Avodah, Al Gimulas Hasadim.
Thank you. And what does that mean, the last one?
Gimulas, it's acts of kindness.
Okay.
Right? Chesed for Chasadim, like
Chasadim,
that's
chesed.
Chesed, right? Gimulas is like the doing, the bestowal of kind acts, doing
Okay.
of kind acts.
Thank you.
Right? So Hashem, Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted that there should be a world, that there should be Torah, there should be Avodah, and there should be Gemilas Chasadim. So therefore, the world has existence, continuality, because of the ability for us to do these three things. So you're not going to find that on Mars, you won't find that on other planets or other places in the galaxies of the universe.
Science fiction.
And what?
It's pure science fiction.
Yeah, science fiction.
There's this thing is, how do you call it, aliens from the...
Aliens.
From
You
time?
can say that when it says the world, it's talking not about just our planet, but the whole universe.
The whole universe.
It all stands on it. So therefore, there could be creatures over there that are standing on our planets.
But it has to be relevant. To Torah, Avodah, and Gemilas Chasadim.
Right, we're doing it, and we're maintaining the whole universe.
Well, the whole universe was created even before Matan Torah, right? The universe was created before
But
Matan
only
Torah.
on condition that we would accept the Torah.
Exactly.
So as I'm saying, it's not a proof one way or the other if there's creatures on Mars.
But it's irrelevant.
We don't care if there's creatures on Mars.
That's irrelevant.
Right.
Okay, let's see further in the radio.
Okay. רוצה לומר, שלושה דברים אלו נברא העולם. כי למטה אומר, down further, in the end of the parak, על שלושה, אומר על שלושה דברים העולם קיים. There's עומד וזה קיים.
Right. If you want to flip to the end of that parak there.
Must be a difference between קיים or עומד.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely. You see that there's a statement there made by Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel Omer Al Shlosha Devarim Ha'olam Oim Olmeid. There's some girses that have Oimed, others have girses that it's Kayim, right? Which is more in terms of Rabbeinu Yonah's girsa. We see that he had a girsa of Kayim, right? Al Din, Al Emes, Al Sholem. Shenemar, there's a pasuk Emes from Mishpat Sholem, Shiftu Sholem.
Can you go back a second to your statement, we don't care?
Mm-hmm. Well,
I would think we would care,
yeah.
because
Careful about what?
Hashem,
Careful about what?
about whether there's
Of the
creatures
life,
on Mars.
uh,
Because if there are creatures on Mars, Hashem put them there. And then we would want to understand why, what they're there for.
How are we going to understand what they're there for? If they were there, how are we going to understand what they're there for? Let's say
How are we gonna understand the Torah?
let's say there's a shark in the ocean. Do we have the ability to understand why there's a shark in the ocean? How about your guy who lives on East 52nd Street in New York City, right? Maybe you should discover if there's life next door.
That's a good idea.
And if there is, maybe you should discover why there's a neighbor next door.
Let's say a nace happens to me.
What's nice?
a miracle.
Miracle,
A
okay.
miracle. Something happens in my life and I say, wow, this is either a huge coincidence or it's hashkaka pratis, it's a divine intervention.
Okay.
So, I am totally incapable of understanding why that happened. Nevertheless, I try to understand.
Well,
I
we have,
think about it. I delve into it. I pray about it. Right? So even though I can't understand something, doesn't mean I don't try to work with it, try to think about it, because Hashem's sending me a message. And I want to try my best to understand what's going on. So the same thing with the shark in the ocean. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to go spend the rest of my life studying the shark in the ocean, but I'm just saying anything that's in the world that Hashem created, even though we can't necessarily understand it, nevertheless, it's something we should be interested in. So the same thing for creatures on Mars. I mean, science is not, in my understanding, science is not opposed to Torah. There's nothing that says that.
there's a real world. You look at the real world, and one way of understanding Kadosh Baruch Hu is through the world we created. And you have the proper viewpoint, the proper approach to doing it.
Right. But just because a lot of scientists are atheists doesn't mean a legitimately Orthodox Jew cannot be a scientist.
That's their problem. I mean,
Right. He just shouldn't be an atheist. Okay.
I didn't hear the Rebbe say though that I didn't hear him say it doesn't matter in the fact that I don't care. I heard him say it doesn't matter in the fact that service, Torah, acts of kind deeds. So in relation to me having to help with learn Torah, do service of Hashem, and do kind deeds, in that setup, what's going on Mars or next door has no bearing on me. That's what I understood him saying. Not that we don't care, it's just that it doesn't matter as far as those three things of service go. That's what I understood.
I'm saying that you do need to care what's going on next door.
Sure.
For at least for Gimul's Chasadim. Because, what's going on next door? Maybe the person needs help.
Give an example.
Okay, but next door I can see, I can go. I don't have any way to get to Mars to know anything about it. So in that sense, it doesn't matter to me. Next door, if I hear a scream, I can knock on the door, I can give a call, I can say, hey, how's it going?
Right, but you said Mars or next door. You clumped them two together.
So
I'm saying that's difficult for me.
okay, so maybe next door I'm a little bit more aware.
I mean, the point being, like, again, the expression that Rabbeinu Yonah uses is that what does it mean? Al Shlosha Devarim Ha'olam Oimei, that the world is resting upon three things. Ratz Lomish B'Shvil Devarim Elu Nivra Ha'olam. For the sake of these three things, Torah, Avodah, Gimel, Osayim, the world was created for the sake of these three things. Right. So now we can look at it from another point of view. Let's say if that's the case, so you have Torah, you have Avodah, and you have Gimel Osayim. So you could probably have a world, right, which just consisted, let's say, of the Beis Hamikdash, and only that, and you could have the fulfillment of all those three things. You could have Torah in the Beis Hamikdash, you could have Avodah, Korbanos in the Beis Hamikdash, and you have Gimel Osayim, you have kind deeds in the Beis Hamikdash. So the question is, why create the whole rest of the world? Why create everything out there in the rest of the cosmos? What does the rest of the cosmos have to do with these three things? Right? Right?
And I'm saying the fact that Hashem did create them all tells us that they do have something to do with it.
Oh, so that's something which we can explore. If we understand that everything that Kadosh Baruch Hu created has a reason. There's no doubt about that. Anything in Kadosh Baruch Hu, anything that we find in the world has specific reasons. Whether we can actually fathom them completely and absolutely and truthfully, that's another question, and probably not exactly truthfully for sure. We can't really understand the world in terms of the Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Creator's intent in creating all these different things. Trying to explain why each and every star that was created, why it was created. Each one has a specific. Now we say this in Psukkah de Zimra. Each one, Shem gave his names to every star. Every star has its own specific name. Right? It doesn't say that each blade of grass has its own specific name. Right? It doesn't say every cow has its specific name. Cows are cows, but each star has a specific name. Right? So we have to understand what that means exactly a little bit. A name, when something has a name, that means it has a specific tafkid, a special purpose, right? Meaning, the fact that a person is given a name, that focuses the understanding of what this thing is, right, in terms of its tafkid. Meaning, Lashon HaKodesh, like, Ashur is called Ashur because those letters represent something to do with what it is in essence, right? A dag. Those two letters, Gimel Daled, have something to do in essence with what a dag is, right? But you have many types of different fish, right? And you have an ophis. You have birds, many different kinds of ophis, and some of them have specific names. Right? And there in Parshas Shmini, if I'm not mistaken, about those animals which are kosher and non-kosher, those birds which are kosher and non-kosher, and they're sometimes the names specifically. So they're given specific names, right? And those names means things. So again, we don't know all the names of the stars, but we say in our morning prayers that Hashem gives names to each and every one of the stars, right? So each one of the stars has specific purposes that, again, you're not able to fathom. Right? And even a scientist is not going to tell you what the purpose of the star is. They might tell you what, how far it might be away from us, what time on this level of spectrum analysis. He can tell you a lot of different physical facts about it. He's not going to be able to tell you what the purpose of the star is. He might tell you, if it wasn't there, it could have these possible effects. Or if it was in a different position, if the sun was a couple of million miles closer to us, it would be a little bit more warmer. We wouldn't have to worry about global warming. It would be, more than warming, global boiling.
Just global warming.
The world's getting warmer. People have too many air conditioners and automobiles.
People have too much time on their hands.
So
Is that caused a problem with the atmosphere?
it could cause, some claim it's causing that problem.
It's called the greenhouse effect. The light comes in through the atmosphere, and then the heat radiates out. The light comes in very high frequency, and it radiates out in very low frequency. The atmosphere is transparent to the high frequency, but it's not transparent to the low frequency. So what happens is more heat is being trapped, it's not escaping, and so therefore the earth is getting warmer. And that causes all kinds of problems.
Icebergs melting.
Icebergs melting, and mosquitoes showing up in habitats where they never did before, and things like that.
So what's going to happen when Earth gets warmer? No water.
No, we'll have water. The icebergs melt, we actually have more water.
Overflow. What about flooding?
Yeah, it's not yet flooding and things like that.
So what's going to happen to the Antarctica? It's going to melt?
What?
Antarctica is not going to melt for a while, is it?
If it melted completely, it would be a real disaster. Probably all people would be gone.
Well,
Just it would flood all the land masses. But nobody's saying that's going to happen. Nobody even thinks that's going to happen.
Okay, so what does this tell us? If the world, the message for us, one very basic message, I guess I'll have to stop at this point in a moment, one very basic message, if we're being taught that the world was created for the sake of Torah, Avodah V'Gilum Society, so if we do those things, if we learn Torah, if we do Avodah, meaning for us, Korbanos, if we do prayer, and if we do Gemil Society, meaning we're giving purpose to the world. If the world is created for the sake of these things, so it's only incumbent upon us that we can do these things. The physical world that Hashem created can't do any of these things. Right? That's more or less what I was getting to. Even if there were creatures out there in the cosmos, right? It's not their business to be learning Torah, to be doing having prayer, or to be doing Gemil Society. That's our job. And so our job is to give purpose to the world, to doing these three things. But by realizing that, as Rabbeinu Yonah is telling us, that the world was created for the sake that these three things exist. So if we do these things, that we're giving purpose to the world. Okay, we'll have to stop here. We'll continue, I guess, after Shabbos.